Mima Nourizadeh directs the film Project X. This film has a lot of energy to burn. It takes place in North Pasadena, and boy, do they know how to party out there. And this party will never ever be the same as far as parties go. Maybe the party to end all parties chronicled in this film. A film that starts out with the usual foul-mouthed teenage hijinks from the young men who don't know how to keep their penises in their pants, and then it ends up being something wholly different, more of a full-scale action film, as Project X really bursts to life in some startling and unexpected ways. The film details the day in the life of three young buddies from high school, one of whom is not a student who's having his birthday, his 17th birthday, and while his parents are getting ready to go out of town on their own wedding anniversary celebration, everything is supposed to be everything. The boy pledges that he won't destroy the house and that the car will not be touched, and of course you know those rules will be violated in short order. This film is entertaining, it's funny, it's nonsensical, it's an experience with no real plot. It's just an aimless situation of these three young men who hope to get laid, to have lots of fun and drink to their heart's content, and they invite anybody who's everybody who's anybody who's everybody to come to this party. And the party becomes something that they can't even control. They have these two small pint-sized bodyguards who try to enforce the rules of the game at the house. And of course those rules get violated very quickly. One of the things I did admire about this film is that it didn't just become only the standard foul-mouthed fixture and array of women, naked, half-naked, breast showing. It wasn't just about that. This film actually evolved into something more. It kept its tempo going for a little while, and the challenge was to try and rise above just the normal type of party film that we're so accustomed to over the years. While this film doesn't have the depth of some of the party films from the 1980s, or some of the wisdom of films that John Hughes has done about teenagers and youth who are going through adolescence, it does have a likable charm and a spirit of adventuresome feeling, especially in the last few minutes of the film when it decides to go for broke. And this is where I actually turned off the movie in my own mind, but still with an admiration for the fact that the film tried to push through the barriers of other movies. Project X is an experience. It's forgettable instantly, but when you're watching it, you marvel at the way it evolves. In some ways, it's a very visceral experience as a film. It reminds me about very much of Do the Right Thing. Now, it certainly doesn't have the brains that Do the Right Thing has, but it's just the way this film changes from the intense, continuous spitfire banter on the verbal level, and then becomes something very physical that unspools right before our eyes on the big screen. Project X does have likable qualities, but most of it is nonsense, and of course, you wouldn't want your kids to do what these kids do, but they are teenagers. In this world, what do you expect? I won't want more for the popcorn reel.